She wasn't just brought into your life by chance. And neither were you in hers. The angels say, this connection is older than your memory, older than your fears. You crossed paths at a moment when her soul was quietly unraveling. Yet she still stood strong. And you, even while carrying your own invisible wounds, arrived like a ray of light. She has already let go of so much. Dreams she once cherished. Versions of herself that no longer make sense. She's quietly laid down pieces of her past, without seeking applause. Because something about you whispers, there's more ahead, and it's worth everything. The angels say she sees in you what she has never seen in anyone else. Not perfection, but a safe place. A sense of knowing. And though she's scared, she's willing. Willing to release what once defined her, just to walk a little further toward what the two of you could become together. You wonder if she realizes how far she's come. She doesn't. But heaven does. And you were sent to remind her. Speak gently, the angels whisper. You are standing on sacred ground, her heart. And when she hesitates, it's not rejection. It's reverence. Because what she feels with you isn't small, isn't casual. It's something that demands surrender. And she's learning how to give again, one breath at a time. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6 verse 21. There are nights when she lies awake, not from fear, but from a soundless longing she can't name. A pull in her chest that resonates when she thinks of you. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just there, like a memory from another life calling her back. The angels say she's been trying to silence this feeling with logic. With the echoes of old promises, of plans she once made that no longer fit. But her body remembers. Her soul does too. It recognizes you in the in-between, in the glances, in the stillness, in the words left unsaid. You've touched something inside her that hasn't been touched in years. Not because you tried, but simply because you were there. Present. Gentle. Unafraid to witness her shadows without trying to fix them. That kind of presence? It's rare. And it affects her more than rejection ever could. The angels whisper, she doesn't need to be saved. Just seen. And somehow, you saw her. Before she was ready. Before she believed she was worthy of being looked at with that kind of softness. She walks differently now. Not for show. Not so anyone will notice. But because something inside her is unfolding. Becoming. And though she hasn't said it, not in a way you'd recognize, she's already begun to choose you. She didn't disappear because she stopped caring. She disappeared because she started feeling too much. The angels show her pacing in silence, second-guessing every moment you were kind, every time your words lingered longer than expected. Not because she doubts you, but because she doubts whether she can handle what this love requires of her. This is a woman who has walked through heartbreak without witnesses, who rebuilt herself in silence, piece by trembling piece. So when something real comes along, something that doesn't ask her to shrink, apologize, or become smaller, she panics. Not out of resistance, but out of unfamiliarity. The angels say, she is not pushing you away. She is testing if love will stay when it's not easy to receive. You may feel her absence like a closing door. But what's truly closing is an old version of her that no longer fits this connection. She's shedding stories where she had to prove her worth, beg for affection, explain her softness. Now, she's learning to be chosen just as she is. And that is terrifying. So if she seems distant, remember, even warriors tremble before surrender. And in the quiet, She is still reaching for you, just not with hands. With prayers. You may not realize this, but the way you looked at her began to change how she sees herself. The angels say you became a mirror, not one that reflected her flaws, but one that reminded her of the parts she had forgotten. The parts no one ever stayed long enough to appreciate. You didn't praise her performance. You admired her essence. And that disarmed her. She never expected to be fully seen, especially not in her quiet moments, her chaos, her ordinary days. Yet with you, even her silence felt sacred. Even her doubts felt understood. The angels whisper, she is learning to believe in love again, not because you told her to, but because you lived it with her. There's a certain kind of love that doesn't shout. It just remains. Quietly. Consistently. Like a breath. Like a prayer. And that's what you've been. She has cried over this, though she'll never admit it. Not because she's sad, but because, for the first time, she's not alone in her healing. You came in not to fix her, but to walk beside her. And for a woman who's always been her own anchor, that is a miracle she's still learning how to embrace. She's watching you. Not with her eyes. With her heart. There was a moment, a quiet one, not loud or dramatic, when she almost let go of it all. The angels reveal it wasn't because of something you said. It was because of everything she had lived before you. The ghosts she carried, the ache of empty promises, the weight of showing up for everyone but herself. That night, she looked up to the sky and whispered a prayer without words. Just breath. Just tears. And the heavens listened. Do not forsake her in her weariness, the angels said. For she is closer than ever to her turning point. She didn't need saving that night. She needed a sign that love could still be sacred. That not every story ends in loss. And somehow, through grace, through timing, through something no logic can explain, your presence echoed back to her as confirmation. She is still here, not because she's certain, but because something within her has started to believe again. And that belief? That trembling hope she carries now? It was born from your patience. Your truth. Your refusal to walk away when things became quiet. Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He who will sustain you. Isaiah 46 verse 4. She laughs. She works. She shows up. And yet, underneath it all, there's a tenderness she still doesn't know how to name. The angel speaks softly now. There are things she never told you. Not because she didn't trust you, but because they still ache in places without words. She carries memories like folded notes in her pocket, old hurts, unsent goodbyes, moments where she had to be strong when all she wanted was to be held. So when she looks at you with that quiet softness, it's not just affection. It's reverence. Because what you've stirred in her is not light. It's not fleeting. It's not superficial. It's soul. And that kind of connection awakens everything. The buried dreams. The forgotten songs. The girl inside her who still believes in forever, even if she pretends not to. You've become a safe space without even trying. That's why she doesn't rush. That's why she pauses, sometimes pulls back, not to hurt you, but to breathe in the unfamiliar feeling of being truly seen. The angels say, let her unfold. Not like a performance, but like a prayer. There is healing happening in her heart, even now. Quiet, unseen, but real. She's almost ready to trust it. She may never express it the way you expect. Not all at once. Not with grand declarations. But the angels reveal that she's already been saying it, in every careful silence, every glance that lingers just a second too long, every moment she softens around you when the world feels too harsh. She shows love through her presence, through remembering the smallest details you mentioned weeks ago, and through the way she becomes gentler when you're close by. She's learning your soul the same way some people learn songs, not by force, but by listening. The angels whisper, her love language is sanctuary. She's been hurt by words in the past. Words that promised much, but then disappeared. So now, she communicates through consistency, through patience, through allowing you into the places she never thought anyone would be allowed to see. You've become part of her quiet rituals, the way she pours her coffee, the way she breathes when she's by herself, the way she glances toward the door and wonders if today's the day you'll truly understand just how much you mean to her. This is not a woman who loves lightly. When she loves, it transforms her. And you, without realizing it, are already woven into every line. She didn't choose this path, it chose her. Or maybe, as the angels suggest, it was destined long before either of you could speak it out loud. There's a divine orchestration happening here. Invisible threads connecting two souls, not toward perfection, but toward remembrance. Because you don't just know her, you remember her. And that feeling she has when she's near you? That's not nerves. That's recognition. The angels reveal, you walked together before this life. And in this one, you've returned to complete what began long ago. There are no accidents here. Not the timing. Not the tension. Not even the separations. All of it, every delay, almost every aching pause, was preparing both of you to connect not just with your eyes, but with healed hearts. She may not understand it all just yet. But she feels it. And that's enough. The more she trusts that this connection is sacred, the more the fear melts away. The more her past stops echoing in her present. The more she begins to lower her defenses, not out of weakness, but out of trust, in you, in herself, in the divine plan unfolding. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. She won't make a grand announcement. She won't say, I'm ready now. Instead, you'll notice. You'll feel it in the way she lets you in a little deeper. In how she doesn't change the subject when her past creeps into the conversation. In how she starts to let her laugh ring louder, her tears fall freer, her presence linger longer. The angels say, love has been melting her walls slowly, like sunlight softening winter. She's not trying to be mysterious. She's just still learning that love doesn't have to come with a price. That being seen doesn't always end in being left. You'll know she's opening up when her silences turn into stories. When her hands stop fidgeting in your presence. When she begins to believe that maybe, just maybe, this time is different. She's not opening up because she needs someone to fix her. She's doing it because you made her feel safe enough not to hide. The angels remind you, be gentle. What feels simple to you may be sacred to her. She's not rushing this. She's revering it. And every time she chooses to stay, in thought, in feeling, in presence, it's already a kind of yes. There will come a moment, quiet, almost imperceptible, when she no longer hesitates. No fanfare. No dramatic confession. Just presence. Just truth. Just the peace of knowing she no longer needs to run from what her heart has already chosen. The angels say, her yes won't be loud, but it will echo for eternity. By the time it comes, you'll have already felt it, in the way she leans into your silence, in the way she breathes differently beside you. That's her yes. That's her surrender. Not to you, but to the love that flows through you both. She didn't get here easily. It cost her parts of herself she thought she had to protect. But now, something higher has taken over. Not logic. Not planning. Just surrender. She sees now, this wasn't about timing. It was about trust. And though the future still holds questions, she's not afraid. Because she knows that when love is divine, it doesn't demand answers. It asks for presence. And she's finally ready to give hers, fully, vulnerably, beautifully. There is no fear in love. But perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18.